Is there a new Dark Order member? It feels like I thought we've used this title loads before, but we weren't saying it about a member. We were saying it about a leader over and over again. Who is the exalted one? Is it Raven? Is it Brodie Lee? Is it Marty Scurll? Is it Matt Hardy? Well, we all know what it turned out to be in the end, but now we're talking about yet another member to the faction that's been teased on this show. And the man in question, folks, boom, boom, Colt Cabana.
Colt Cabana, indeed.
Is that an audio visual addition to this show?
That is a visual addition to this show, as your internet is playing up silly buggers today, mate. I'm afraid you're a bit glitchy. Well, hopefully we won't glitch out too much as we go on. But yes, Colt Cabana was approached last week during the Battle Royal after he got thrown out by the sort of the television version of the Dark Order, the telly guy who's sort of like trying to get people to join in. He handed him a leaflet, and then on this week's show, after Colt Cabana, boom boom, Colt Cabana lost to Chris Jericho, he was approached backstage by the telly man and Mr. Brodie Lee, who said that he is looking to, he can help him out. He can turn these losses into wins for him, trying to recruit him. And then they gave him a bottle of water that Colt accepted.
Brodie Lee's special juice, like Michael Jordan's special water from Space Jam.
Indeed, yes, which was also referenced in Being the Elite at some point last year. And when it cuts back to the commentators, Excalibur says, well, he didn't seem uninterested in the offer or disinterested in the offer. So, yeah, the storyline that they're currently running and teasing at the moment is that Colt Cabana could join the Dark Order.
Now, we've seen this before with Christopher Daniels in that he teased joining them, teased he was even the leader, part of their SCU feud. But this is the first time we've seen a proper sort of, I want to say mid-carder, but the way AEW is organized, I guess Colt isn't a mid-carder. He's actually beneath that. He's like upper dark, I would say. But the other additions so far, John Silver,
Alex Reynolds.
10, Alex Reynolds, you know, they are nowhere near the level of some potentially higher profile recruits. Colt Cabana will definitely be the biggest Dark Order addition since its inception. I know you could say Brodie Lee, but in theory, he was always part of it, right? So I guess, is this going to go the route of Christopher Daniels, where Cabana seems like he's going to join, or does Cabana actually join?
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Yeah, because the way that Cabana came into AEW as well was to help SCU fight off against the Dark Order. So I'm wondering if they're going to play off on some of that as well. Maybe SCU will jump in to try and help Colt sort of get out of this funk that he is in, and maybe that's how he fights against the Dark Order. But I actually would be quite interested in seeing a storyline where Colt is part of the Dark Order.
I don't really... I mean, Cabana is enormously talented. He can make a success of pretty much anything. You know, like Damian Sandow. He can make a success of anything you give him. So, sure, me particularly, I don't think I want to see this, though. That's not to say I wouldn't like it when it happens. Right now, I can't really see a way of this being engaging, just because I like Colt being Colt. And I don't think I've had that version of him in AEW yet. So why go off in a different route if there's so much potential on the table for him already? Also, while I am interested in this, I can't help but think it is a slight, a very big step down from what Brodie Lee was doing just 2 weeks ago. And that was having an excellent match. You know, what was my favorite spot of Double or Nothing? The finish to his title match against Jon Moxley. I would have liked to have seen Brodie and the Dark Order enter a feud with a more established AEW wrestler.
Yeah, I mean, that was the point I was going to make about this as well, is that while I am quite interested in seeing a potential Colt Cabana joins the Dark Order storyline, and then that sort of spins off into Colt versus Lee, while at the same time I'm thinking, I was like, yeah, but that does feel like a major step down for Mr. Brodie Lee. Just as you said, 2 weeks ago was fighting for the AEW title, and it almost feels like the Kevin Owens situation. Like, Kevin Owens got 2 big wins at WrestleMania, and clearly WWE had no plans on what to do with those 2 wins. But it also feels like they didn't have a plan for Brodie Lee on the way out of the Moxley feud. Like, especially with that really, really protected loss that he had, being put through the stage, still kicking out of a paradigm shift. And the only way that he could be beaten was to have the blood literally choked from his body. And now sort of entering into a feud and sort of like recruiting more low-level people. It doesn't feel like this is riding the wave of momentum that he had off the back of Double or Nothing.
No, and I find that unfortunate. I'm not saying that this won't get good. I'm just saying in the immediate aftermath, it seems like a misfire.
Yes.
Not carrying on that momentum.